Hi, my name's Lesley and I'm from Glasgow in Scotland. And I'm an animator and an illustrator, and you can see my work online if you just search under Lesley Barnes, you'll come up with lots of stuff, hopefully. I like clothes and I like pattern, and it was a really nice way of sort of bringing people into my work because I'd done a lot of sort of abstract sort of things and animals or sort of mythological animals. That would be a great way of doing people, and also just getting all the fabrics and patterns. And it's also nice to use someone else's sort of creative vision and then hopefully add to it, and gives you a great sort of starting point.
And also very interestingly, you didn't train as an illustrator, but you have a really, really sort of strong illustration style and also a great presence, and a lot of people know about your work. Why did you decide to become an illustrator, and what tips would you give to other people who perhaps haven't trained?
I think I probably missed out on doing quite a lot of things and maybe just trying out different techniques and stuff. But I think maybe it also helped as well as I just kind of developed my own style, and it was maybe easier to do that without tutors and maybe your classmates and stuff, because you could probably become influenced by what they were doing and just keep drawing, I guess. And then you have to get your work seen by people as well, because I think if you want to do it as a job, obviously it's different than just sitting at home and doing illustrations for fun, because if nobody sees them then you're not going to get any work or anything. And well, certainly from the animation point of view, you can certainly see that most of the jobs I've got are from people seeing my films online, and I'd say obviously that would be the same for illustrations as well. So definitely people are looking online for things. It just brings you into contact with a lot of other creative people who maybe not in Glasgow but are somewhere else, and you can work online with them. And so I think definitely get your work online, yeah. I chose Christopher Rayburn because immediately I saw the photographs of his sort of raincoats, mostly that they are. They're really stunning, and they look a bit like jellyfish people have compared them to. They have this sort of wonderful translucent quality, and I think they're quite sort of graphic, which suits my style of illustrating as well, so it really appealed to me. And also I live in Glasgow, and if it's anything like today, it's completely like torrential rain, and I could imagine them being very useful as well as being very lovely to look at, because they've been made from sort of like old parachutes and things like that they're made from. It's quite sort of romantic to think that they've been in the sky, or you can imagine what people have, like what stories they have to tell, and just that sort of kind of silly thing. And I like the fact that they're sort of translucent, so you could wear, like if you have a really nice kind of print dress or something, then you could wear it underneath and you'd still see it, and it would add something to it as well. So I like that about them. And I tried to sort of take that into my illustration. So I used a lot of, I sort of layered up lots of different coloured tracing paper and different kinds of sort of acetate sheets and stuff. And you can just layer them up on like the scanner and sort of cut them out into sheets and then layer them up and then scan them. And you can mix up the colours, and it's sort of like a kaleidoscope kind of thing, so you can get really nice effects.
You currently, I think, work at home. What would your sort of ideal studio setup be?
Well, I would love to share with sort of other creative people, like maybe doing different things, because it does get a bit lonely working at home. Like, it's nice, you can work in your pyjamas, and there are lots of nice things about, and there's lots of tea making facilities and things. So there's lots of nice things about working at home, but it does get lonely, and I think that's why like things like Twitter or whatever are quite good, because it's like having a sort of office around you, and there's sort of other people doing things, and you can share what you're working on and get feedback and things. But I think if I could have sort of my ideal working space, it'd be somewhere just really huge, just with lots of stuff that inspires me in the walls, and I paint them lots of different colours. And
you featured in my first book as well, which was the first anthology of illustration, and so you've been working with Amelia's magazine for a while now. How has all the work you've been doing with us sort of impacted your work or developed your illustration in any way?
Well, I think you remember that I did the end pages, and that was actually quite a turning point in my sort of illustration work, because before that I'd actually been quite scared to use colour, because I've always loved like wearing colours and stuff, but I found it quite intimidating to put them in my illustrations. So that was just really good, because after I did that, I just thought, oh, it wasn't impossible for me to use colour, basically, and it was a lot of fun. So I've basically can't stop myself using colour now, and I use it all the time. It meant that I could have a go like at the fashion kind of illustrations as well, because I'm the kind of person that probably needs a brief to do things. So it was like a good opportunity to sort of be doing sort of real life designers, and especially like maybe quite new designers and that sort of thing. So it's been a good chance to sort of get involved in that as well.